ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। We were discussing about the faith. From faith, we slided down to Sharanagati, because what the traditional understanding of success in life, both of the secular and spiritual, we could not have bhakti, that is our total dedication in ecstatic love of God. See, when we say love of God, most of the humans, though they are capable of some amount of discrimination, are unable to renounce. Swamiji says, in the aspiration of God, renouncing the world. It is jnana patha, giving up everything for the sake of God, is mostly impossible for most of the mankind. And we have the only alternative is Bhakti Yoga, to love God. But when we come to love God, we see so many obstructions. We are not able to concentrate properly on the divine. We slip again and again. The world is so enchanting and it has caught us that I am not able to dedicate a few hours, few minutes even, in contemplation of God and ecstatic love of God, that I have forgotten my body and the world. Where is it? There also, in traditional path also, it is not possible. As Swamiji says, Bhaktir Bhajan Bhagascha Bhajanam. Total Bhajanam is total dedication. Bhaga is the aspiration of God, and owing to that, I renounce the world. So these two, when they are not possible, the alternative we have is Sharanagati. Sharanagati. To total surrender, unconditional giving myself to God. Surrender, Sharanagati. In Bhagavad Gita, we see Krishna also demands in the Charama Shloka, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Ahantva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Sucha. Whole of your past I will erase. Papa includes punya also, because whatever is the cause of rebirth, which doesn't take me beyond the nature to the life eternal, whatever it is a bondage. Whether punya or papa, both have same the effects. One is golden chain, other is iron chain. So it is, we don't differentiate. So when Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parijya Mameka Sharanavaja Aham Tva Sarva Pape Mokshamishayami, then I am going to release you from all bondages of your karma, both punya and papa. It's a promise of Lord. But he demands, there is a condition. Sarva Dharma, give up all I have told you as dharma to be followed. Dharma is what is followed. So the codes, spiritual codes, all the disciplines that we follow, various disciplines from the first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, from there Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, so many yogas he goes on telling up to the last end. We see him going on telling, and finally he says, what all I have told, forget it, give it up. Now, just surrender to me. Sarva dharman parityaj mamekam sharanam vraja. To me alone, you surrender. The faith, when it comes to test, we fail. One person was sitting on the cliff of a mountain and doing japa. He is a true devotee. But when test comes, how it will be? So, from the cliff, it is about 400 feet below, water flowing. So every day he will come and sit there, look at the vast horizon, and in that he will go on repeating the name of God. Hours together he will be sitting. Rainy season, one day he comes and about to sit, he slips down and he falls in the ditch below. It's a cliff, straight away 400 feet. While falling down, because he is a devotee, somehow by chance his clothes get stuck to one of the trees projecting out in the cliff. Immediately he catches hold of the tree and he'll be hanging 200 feet below, 200 feet above. Nobody there. He shouts, anybody there, anybody? No voice. Then finally, hands are getting tired. How long can he hold on? Then he prays to God. Oh God, I was remembering you, I was doing japa. I came to think of you, leaving home and all that. And I have come to this state. You have to protect me, you have to protect me now. You have to save me. Then the voice comes. Akashvani. From the space, a voice comes. Yes, my child, I am here. Don't be afraid. I will save you. Leave your hands. Below, 200 feet below, water is flowing. Now, the test is there. In trust of God, in faith of God, will he leave the hands or not? He starts shouting, oh God, anybody else beyond you? तेरे ऊपर कोई भी है who can save me? If not, you are superior. So when tests come, we fail. So when Krishna says, Sharanagati, give yourself to me, I will do everything, you need not worry. What is that Sharanagati giving? In love of God. Sharanagati is preceded by total love and dedication to God. How do you know you love God? You can't love anything else. Where you don't see God. Anywhere you see divine, you will be loving. Wherever divine you feel absence, you cannot hold it, you cannot touch it, you cannot see it. So, giving love. So, perhaps, I am not very sure, Holy Mother gives an example of the Sharanagati. She gives the example of coconut tree as God. Have you seen the canals are dug to the coconut trees and there will be some pump set somewhere and it will be pumping water and through the small canals it will be flowing to all the coconut trees. The water flowing to coconut trees, what happens to that water? It climbs, the water climbs to such a height, on the top there is tender coconut. In that tender coconut goes on collecting. And this tender coconut, it is building up the kernel inside. Without water, kernel cannot form. Because of that water, inside kernel forms. And then, person, thirsty coming, there is water always. Sweet water is there, tree is giving. So if nobody plucks it, nobody utilizes it, it is there, fine inside, it forms. Then it dries up, it separates from the shell, and it becomes totally free from the all bindings. This separation is called mukti. So Holy Mother says, be that water, flow in the channel, reach the feet of God. Tree is the God. And this flowing, the love with which you flow into God, the prema dhara from you must go and flow into at the feet of God. And that God transforms you to the mukti sthiti of the topmost state. So this Holy Mother calls as the Sharanagati. What is Sharanagati? In love of God, you totally flow into God. You flow into at the feet of God. You offer yourself to the feet of God. This is one way by which, see, every thing cannot be a tree. There are creepers which cannot stand, but it takes the support of a tree to climb up. It goes to the top, beyond the tree. On the top of the tree, it spreads itself. It is taken the support. So most of the people cannot stand like a tree of Advaitic understanding. Aham Brahmasmi, you cannot stand. Because I am limited by body. Thakur says, how can you say when you are cut, you are experiencing pain, and to tell Aham Brahmasmi, it becomes a false. When you are able to be independent of your body, you can say you are Aham Brahmasmi. Otherwise, I am Sharirosmi. I am the body only. You may tell 100 times, but what you experience when the finger gets cut is, I am getting pain. So can you objectify that pain? Then you will be able to objectify your body also. If you find yourself independent of body in the waking state, when you are not able to do that, you need a support to climb. That support is God. Tree is God. For the creeper, it takes all of us, most of the humans need the support of God. Personal God, not impersonal absolute. Nirguna nirakara, no. Saguna sakara. Sharanagati comes in Saguna sakara only. Nirguna nirakara, I and you are same. So this bhakti yoga, in a different way defined, wherein the shortest way of bhakti to give yourself. I can't do anything. You see how the nature is bringing up child. Because it cannot. Mother carries the child everywhere because it cannot walk. Similarly, nature, once you surrender to God, nature carries you. What all you need in your life will be given, will be supplied. You need not worry. If I surrender to God, what will happen to my food? What will happen to my family? Nothing to worry. Everything will be taken care. This is what we see in saints' life. The both aspects of life. One is the secular prosperity, and other is the spiritual attainments. We may prosper in life, secular life, but lose the spiritual is most painful. Again, after leaving body, where are we going? What is going to happen? We don't know. So, when the body is given, when everything is there, so there find the absolute necessity of a personal God and to flow like that water, to be transported to the topmost and give the crowning you with the realization and freedom, total freedom from all things. The mukti sthiti is you are going to become eternal. You are going to enter life eternal in the eternal existence. This is coming and going. This is constantly changing flux. Universe, whole universe is constantly changing flux. Here, two factors we see, features of this world is impermanency and uncertainty. What is going to happen next moment is uncertain. Whatever is there is impermanent. So, such a world, we are going to take birth again and again in various species according to our karmic load. So, to get the Atma Jnana, to get the Paramatma Jnana, to enter into eternal life of constant, unending bliss, you are in the ocean of bliss. Ananda Sagara, peace, Shanti, everlasting peace. These are assured and you can experience while in the body, not after the body falls off. You will get heaven. You have to attain when the body is there. That part is that Sharanagati. So, Sharanagati is unconditional, giving yourself totally to God in love of God. In love of God, essential. And to have that Ishtadevata, whom you love intimately, and total dependence on God. There is one person goes to Ramana Maharshi, how difficult the paths are, and going to Ramana Maharshi, he'll be doing, Ramana Maharshi's path is, who am I? Course me. Who am I? Going on searching, who am I? That is the path prescribed by Ramana Maharshi. So he'll be practicing that for many years. Then he goes to Ramana Maharshi and asks, I have told many times this story, asks what is the path? How to attain salvation? Ramana Maharshi says, who is asking this question in you? Who is asking? Is it body? Is it mind? Who is asking this question? Find out who is there asking this question. You will get the answer. Then he says, from last 20 years, I am doing same thing, sitting and asking, who am I? Till now I have not been able to find out anything. Immediately, Ramana Maharshi says, then surrender. Sharanagati. Surrender to God. When you are not able to find out who you are in this body, then surrender. Then the person asks, what is surrender? Sharanagati. What does it mean? Sharanagati. Then Ramana Maharshi tells a story. He tells a story. In Upanishads, an incident comes wherein king, actually the story is like this, Janaka, Sita's father, Janaka was, he must get jnana, such a person. His dedication, his awarenesses, see on golden cot, he used to spread thorny bushes and sleep. One is because he knows the future of Sita. She has to walk without slippers in forest. She must not feel the pain then. And the second is as a tapasya, I am not this body. So much of tapas, so much of this one, so much of purity, so much of compassion, all the qualities necessary for giving jnana, getting jnana was there, but he was not getting jnana. So the inner struggle will be going on. Whomever, finally he thinks, I have been doing so many years of struggle, yet I have not got jnana. Can I get from scriptures, shastras? So he calls many pandits and asks pandits, is there anything? Explain the situation. Give me some knowledge. Then he finds, little by little, all will be explaining. Nobody will be able to explain. Then one Pandit who is explaining tells an incident. A king goes to a forest. In the story, the Pandit is telling to Janaka a story from Upanishads. There a king is going to a forest to a sage and asks the sage, how will the realization come? I want to realize God. While explaining how the realization comes, the Pandit says, see, you have come by horse. You keep one leg, and by the time you put the other leg, realization will happen. It happens in a fraction of a second. When it happens, how it happens, we don't know. Then Janaka asks him, can you prove this? Can you show in a moment's time how the realization comes? Then he sees that he is not able to, he says, I am not able to prove it. Then do you say it is truth? He says, yes, I have to tell it is truth. Because it is scripture, Shastra. Shastra Vakya, how can I deny? Which cannot be proved. If you tell it is true, then you are a liar. I will put you inside the jail. Like that, he started putting many Pandits inside the jail. He will call Pandits and ask them to prove this. They are not able to. So 80 people go inside. Then the other Pandits will be running away from the kingdom to other kingdoms. There he finds these people are going, Ashtavakra will coming in the forest. He asks, where are you? Are not Vanavasis, nor you are ascetics. Why are you, where from you are coming in the forest? Then they say, what all happened? King is putting us in jail. We are not able to prove the realization of God. Then he says, I will do. Why are you worried? Come with me. Then he comes. He enters the kingdom and the darbar will be going on, court. He goes and tells the Janaka, release all the people who have been arrested and put inside jail. Then King Janaka thinks, who is this person who is ordering the king? But his wisdom immediately says, he must be a sage only. Goes and falls at his feet and asks, can you prove? I will release all these people. Immediately gives the order to release all the Pandits and he sits at their feet. He says, now itself I can prove you, show you how the realization comes. Then he says, prove. I am waiting for it. He says, you want, why should I prove it before all these people who are unworthy for realization? You come with me. And he takes a palaki and makes him sit and they go to the forest. King takes his horse and goes. A few people join him, enter the forest, and then there, after entering into deep forest, he says, stop it here. The Janaka gets down. King is still sitting on the horse. He says, prove now, prove. I have come. Then he says, send all these people back. A few people will be there. The king orders, you all go back. Then he He says, prove me, prove me. He's still sitting on the horse. The Guru is standing in the below on the ground. Then he says, now you prove. Then Ashtavakra says, I will prove you, but you must understand I am your Guru and you are my Shishya. Then he says, accepted. You are my Guru, I am your Shishya. By telling I am Guru, you are Shishya, will not do. You have to surrender everything, your kingdom, your queens, your children, your bhandara, wealth, all that you have, your prajas, what all you possess, your body, your mind, your senses, your intellect, all you have to surrender. Give me. Then he comes to senses. How difficult it is to surrender. Then he is about to get down. While getting down, he says, yes, I have given. After telling I have given, he cannot move anymore. He'll be standing like that. After giving, his body belongs to the Guru. He cannot move. He cannot think how much truth will be there in their words, you see. It is not able to move. Body is not able to move. It is given to Guru. Guru has to move it. He cannot think. Mind is given to Guru. Everything is like a picture. It is standing. Then the Guru just watches for a few minutes and goes away. He'll be on the horse with on one leg, standing as it is. 2 days pass. The kingdom, they will be weeping. Queens, ministers all meet and then come and see the king. They take him to the Vaidya. As it is, they carry. Vaidya is not able to give any understanding. They search for the person who was lost with him, Ashtavakra. And bringing Ashtavakra here, they request people who go. Then he comes and then calls from this gate, the royal gate. Janaka immediately jumps from the cart and comes running. Then he says, your surrender is total and true. Now you take the jnana. He gives him the jnana in the threshold. Means, how surrender means giving my all, my body, my mind, my senses, everything, my mind. And after that I have nothing to say, nothing to do, nothing to. Whatever has to be done, like a mother with infant on the hand, God has to take care of it. He cannot move, he cannot think, he cannot do, because it all belongs to. Then God participates in life. A new awareness of belonging to God. Mind starts working as belonging to God. Body starts working as belonging to God. So, when surrender, when we say the word surrender, it is surrender of ego, ahankara. What does ego contain? Kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva. My jnatritva, what all I know, I am going to renounce. I am going to renounce at the feet of God in love of God. Jnatritva. Kartritva, I am going to give up. I am going to do this, I am going to do this. I am going to give. I am going to enjoy. All this. So kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva, which is associated with ego. I eat, I enjoy, I work, I know. All this I is surrender. Surrender is surrender of ego. In love of God. So the moment the surrender comes, assurance comes from God. Abhaya. Abhayadana. First to the surrender soul. Don't be afraid, my child. I am here with you. Abhaya God gives. And Vara. He makes that personality totally divine. Body is divine, mind is divine. It cannot enter the world it remains as light in the world. So this is Sharanagati. We'll see tomorrow is there, will be there, yes. Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhur